What is up, guys? It is Zach, and welcome back to my channel. It feels good to be back. I got my background. I'm back in my room. I apologize for the mess. You can kind of tell there's like stuff in the background. I'm still kind of unpacking because I just kind of moved all my stuff back here, so I'm still a little bit unpacking. But we've got some interesting news today. It's May, so that means it's almost June, which means that it's E3 time. E3 is just around the corner, right? Like, I'm gonna have to make a predictions video sometime soon. I'll have to do all the reactions. It feels good for it to be E3 time of year again, especially because it got canceled last year. And usually I don't like to talk about quote-unquote leaks. You guys know me. That's not really my thing. But a lot of people are talking about this one, and I think I'll jump on this bandwagon. I'll talk about this one, just also because there's a lot of interesting stuff here, a lot of interesting things that this person's saying, are going to, or most likely will be announced this year at E3. I don't know if I believe it all, but, let's get right into it, I guess. Now, this whole thing that Zippo posted, obviously, I'm not going to go into everything, because he talks about stuff that's kind of already known, like Mario Golf and Metopia, and just lots of stuff that's already kind of, you know, out there. I want to talk about the stuff that we don't know about, and that he's saying are coming true, this June. So, let's get right into it. Oh, and I'm also going to give my opinions on each thing, and, like, you know, what I personally feel. So let's get started here with the first one, which is 2D Metroid. 2D Metroid, apparently it feels just like yesterday. There's this one rumored game I became particularly famous for, or infamous depending on who you ask. But yes, a new 2D game from Mercury's team 200% exists, and is in fact done. All Nintendo needs to do at this point is announce it. Nintendo, and by extension Sakamoto, internally is extremely happy with how the title turned out. The only other thing I've heard recently is that the game is running at a very smooth 60 frames per second. My hard read or prediction is that an announcement at their E3 Direct next month. Have some patience, bounty hunters, we're almost there. Metroid at this point is like the one game franchise where it's like, and Pikmin, I guess, where it's like, okay, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Like what's going on here? And personally, I think it kind of makes sense for there to be a new 2D Metroid. I actually watched, who was it? Was it RGT85, I think? Where he said he'd be disappointed if there is a 2D Metroid. And I'm going to make this point with Donkey Kong. But I think a 2D Metroid is actually kind of fine. Mostly because of the fact that the Metroidvania genre has become really popular again. So to bring up a new 2D Metroid game for a system that's selling so well. Because Metroid Samus Returns suffered the same fate that Luigi's Mansion on 3DS did. It came out at a time that was just not optimal. You know, the Switch was starting. I mean, Metroid a little bit less so because it came out in 2017, so it was like right as the Switch came out, so it's a little less bad than, like, let's say, Luigi's Mansion or WarioWare was for the 3DS at the time. But still, you know, people were kind of, like, shooing away the 3DS a little bit. People were getting interested in the Switch, and it's a Metroid game, so Metroid games never sell as well as, you know, let's say a Mario or a Zelda, you know. It's never been as good. But I will be interested to see what they do with a 2D Metroid, specifically because, like I'm going to make this point with Donkey Kong, that I think there's too many 2D games on the Nintendo Switch, and there's kind of, I don't know, like, there's no real creative 3D games for a lot of franchises, but we know that Metroid Prime 4 is in development, so because we know that, and we might get a trilogy, who knows, I think that a 2D Metroid coming to the Switch, I think it's completely fine, given that we have a 3D game in the horizons and a potential trilogy of classic 3D Metroid games. So, to me, 2D Metroid, completely fine. Alright, let's move on to Donkey Kong. It's the Big Ape's 40th anniversary, and while I'm not sure how Nintendo is celebrating the occasion, there is a new 2D Donkey Kong game being developed by Nintendo. Retro is obviously busy with other things, so Nintendo has taken it upon themselves to bring DK back in as an internal series. Don't expect the country moniker to return, as EPD Tokyo are not interested in making a sequel to games they didn't make. Diddy, Cranky, and the Kremlin crew should all be returning in this installment. It sounds like this game is launching before the end of the year, and E3 announcement seems very likely. And then he added a little edit. Just to reiterate this point again, every person that's told me about this game has told me that it's a 2D game. 2D. This is where I get a little more, like, Like, EPD Nintendo are the main developers behind Super Mario Odyssey, which is why this originally started as a rumor as a 3D game, because EPD Tokyo are the developers behind Odyssey. So, obviously, you'd want a 3D game. If there are the creators of something as amazing and epic as Super Mario Odyssey working on a new Donkey Kong game, you just want it to be a 3D game, right? Like, to me, that's just a no-brainer. And like I said, there's an oversaturation of 2D games on the Nintendo Switch. I apologize, but there are. Like, you have the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe game with Mario Maker. You have Yoshi's Crafted World. You have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. You have Kirby Star Allies. Like, it's just getting to the point where now you're adding a 2D Metroid and another 2D Donkey Kong. It's just like oversaturating the market. Why not do something more creative with Donkey Kong? Like, I get it. The Donkey Kong Country games do so well. But do something different and unique. Like, maybe this 2D game will do something fun and interesting and unique. Maybe it will. But I still think that restricting him to a 2D environment is still just kind of, no matter what you do with it, it's still going to be a 2D game at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure EPD Tokyo developed Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. I'm pretty certain of that. Don't quote me on that. I think I heard that from Arlo. So if that's the case, then I'm sure they could do something cool with it. But at the end of the day, it still is a 2D Donkey Kong game. And especially since Donkey Kong 64 didn't really get much in the way of great reviews, just because of how monotonous the game was, I think it could have really been Nintendo's chance to actually make a good and popular 3D Donkey Kong game, expanding on the lore of Donkey Kong. There's a lot there for them to explore, but I think just doing a 2D route, like, yes, it could still capture it, but I don't know, like, when you look at the cutscene for Tropical Freeze and just how epic everything looks, I feel like you could do so much with the environments and just so much great stuff. And like I said, the Donkey Kong Country games are really good. I like Tropical Freeze. I like the original trilogy on the Super Nintendo. I like Returns. You know, they're great games, but you just want something new, right? You want something that does try something new, especially since this is not a Donkey Kong Country game. Like, that's where you can become, like, a little more open. Like, okay, let's try something new here. Let's try something big and epic. So, I'm personally pretty disappointed in this one. I mean, listen, if it shows off something really, really cool, then maybe I'll be interested. But if it's just another 2D Donkey Kong game that's like Donkey Kong Country, then I probably won't be interested, to be honest. Like, I get it. Like, the Donkey Kong games have, like, a pretty rabid fan base. Like, it got trending on Twitter. Like, this was the main game people were excited about from these rumors. So, I don't know. I just can't be excited for something that is just, like the same, you know? I'm going to mention this one for a little bit because this one's probably kind of obvious and there's not much to say, and that's Fire Emblem. Apparently there's a new Fire Emblem game in development. I think that makes sense. Three Houses did really, really well. I personally never played Three Houses. I kind of wanted to, though. I just never got around to it because I have enough games as it is, so I never got to play Three Houses. So it makes sense that another Fire Emblem game is in development. As long as it's something cool, then there you go. Fire Emblem fans can be happy. I mean, who knows? They could show off the main character in the game at E3, and then later in the year, he'll be announced for Smash as the last DLC fighter. Please. Oh my god, if I get that right, then I'm going to look back on this video and hate myself. Alright, the last one I want to talk about, like it goes into, like, more 99 games and talking about some stuff that he doesn't know, like with Legend of Zelda, and I'm not going to get into that. The one I do want to get into a little bit, though, is Super Mario Party 2. This is the most obvious sequel in the history of the universe, Lamau. The original 2018 game had sold far better than anyone could have expected, including Nintendo. It's gone on to be the best-selling Mario Party game ever by a wide margin. Not only that, but here's another way to look at its massive sales. It outsold every Mario Kart pre-DS, every Animal Crossing pre-New Horizons, as well as every Smash Bros. Game pre-Ultimate. Mario Party is a big deal at Nintendo now. They're taking the series seriously, which is why you mysteriously saw that online play update a few weeks ago. I and numerous others see it as a test for Super Mario Party 2's online. From all accounts, the game should be ready for a holiday release, and an E3 or summer announcement is once again extremely likely. To me, this is like, okay, that makes sense. Super Mario Party sold really well, there's going to be a sequel. And I already know, people who watch the channel are going to call me a hypocrite because I said they won't make a new Mario Kart because of the fact that it's selling really, really well? Well, firstly, Super Mario Party did not sell 10 million units in the last year, right? It's not selling like double digit millions each year. No, it's not doing that. What it's doing is it's sold well, and its sales are kind of still going, but it's not the big driving sales monkey anymore, right? It's just, you know, it has sales, it's got a beefy number, sequel time. Especially with Mario Party and how Mario Party is, it's known for getting multiple sequels on the same console, minus the Wii U, of course, but regardless, like, it makes sense. And I said that before, that I one of the possibilities of Nintendo adding this online update was for Super Mario Party 2. And honestly, I'm fine with that. If it makes the experience better, because I heard from Chris from Game Explain that his experiences playing haven't been that great. So as long as, like, they can figure it out by the time the game actually comes out, then I'm fine. You know, like, I don't know, like, I really hope they took the time, because it's been nearly 3 years since Super Mario Party came out. 3 years, which is quite a long gap for Mario Party. Like, between the years of 2015 to 2017, no, it's 2018, there was a Mario Party game each year. So there's a 3-year gap, which I personally think is great, personally. I think it needed the gap. And I really hope that ND Cube actually, first of all, make the boards better. Oh my gosh, if I think I already did a whole video talking about this, but I'll do it here for anyone who's new. If they don't make those boards better, or maybe, or no, make the boards better and have a couple more, right? 6 boards usually is pretty standard for Mario Party, sometimes 7, but I'll say 6 to be safe. Make them bigger, you know, like they're really, really small for some reason, Super Mario Party, and if you're gonna have this partner party thing, fine, but have those boards be separate. Don't have this stupid grid design for the basic Mario Party mode and just throw a bunch of spaces on it. No, it looks like a 10-year-old designed it. Just make the boards great. Have the good online play. The minigames are always fine. The minigames, they're good in Super Mario Party, so not worried about the minigames. But please support handheld mode and Pro Controller support. Please. Oh my gosh, why was Super Mario Party restricted to just a single Joy-Con? That was, in my opinion, pretty stupid. But I feel like because of the fact that the Switch Lite has really entered the scene now, a lot of people have a Switch Lite, I think that they're not going to restrict it to just single Joy-Con use, and that will make my day. I mean, if they make a Super Mario Party sequel and they even just address that, even if the board still sucked, but you could play with a Pro Controller or in handheld mode, I'd still probably play it a lot more. Just because I hate having to take off the Joy-Cons, playing on a satellite, like, no, like, that was not for me. I did not care for that. So I really hope that Nintendo and NDQ make a Super Mario Party sequel really, really good. And I think someone pointed this out. I think it was actually Kitty Kong Facts on Twitter, out of all people, Kitty Kong Facts, pointed out that the new renders we've seen recently for Diddy Kong and Waluigi, they might be for Super Mario Party 2. Which, hey, is very possible, because each character gets their own little render for Mario Party, and at least shows that Waluigi and Diddy Kong will be playable, so they probably keep the same large cast of characters, which I think would be very, very interesting, and I hope they do that. But that's a whole discussion for another day. Overall, I'm pretty excited to see what the possibilities of this stuff are. Obviously, the Donkey Kong one was a bit disappointing for me. Like why another 2D Donkey Kong game? We have a 2D Donkey Kong game already, and I get it. It's a Wii U port. But many people did not play the original game on the Wii U, and I don't know, I feel like, or at least like waiting until Retro Studios is making it again, right? Like, it's under a different studio whose strengths lie with 3D platformers. I feel like we don't need another 2D Donkey Kong platformer unless it's from Retro themselves. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know if you even think this is all true down in the comments down below. I'm holding out judgment. I'm not, you know, I heard this guy, Zippo, I think his name is. He has a decent, not even decent, like a on and off track record. Sometimes he gets things right, sometimes he gets things wrong, and that's the way of rumors. That's why I never take them too seriously. But a lot of people were covering this one because apparently there were other people in the industry that were corroborating most of the stuff he was saying, so I figured I would at least cover it. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff down below. Click on the notification bell so you're notified of when I upload videos to the channel. And check out the new merch store. Link down in the description down below. I really hope you enjoyed the new merch that is up on the store. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.